Don in London. Hello, January 17th 2010, Sunday morning, and we've got blue skies in London. It seems like it's been weeks, and it's great. My video is all about recovery from addiction to either substance or behaviour, and in the olden days my substance, alcohol, and my behaviour and my attitudes probably kept me in the dark, so I wouldn't actually say it's a sunny day and there's blue skies. I'd probably have the curtains drawn, not answering the telephone, watching something on TV which would inspire or emote deep sadness, because that's where I got to. I got to a place of deep sadness when it came to my drinking. I couldn't face the day, I didn't want to wake up, and life was quite miserable. And I don't know where the happiness went. And it went on like that for a long time. And these days, on a daily basis, I get to understand what my emotional condition may be on a daily basis in the moment of now. And sometimes it's happy and sometimes it's sad. It's just the way life is, as life experience is. But what I found in recovery, that is just one day at a time, life can be as it is. And depending on the circumstances, life circumstances, I can be happy or sad. I can be angry or not angry. All those things, all the emotions work, but they don't go to extremes of anarchy in my life anymore. They are more manageable in the sense that my response and reaction to life is probably in what might be called normal boundaries, as if there is ever a normal boundary. But when we have emotions which are at the extremes, extreme happiness based on nothing is suspicious, as is extreme sadness based on nothing is very suspicious. And I guess either way it can be bipolar. So what did drink do to me? Well, it covered up my fear, first of all. It made me convivial, or helped me be convivial, joyful, sad, you name it, anything. It seemed to take the lid off me. And then, over the years, it was there to take the edge off. What happened to me? Well, a drinkaholic, in the first instance maybe, workaholic, relationshipaholic, you name it, any old olic, any ism, trying to be perfect, cover up those feelings of inadequacy, the feeling of less than others, striving to be can't get my words out, striving to be perfect, and never so. So these days, I suppose, a moderation in my emotions as I understand what living in the moment is. And spiritual, I have a spiritual connection to living, I hope. It's right now, in the moment. So whatever is going on in my life, if I'm able to cope with it in the moment and feel it, and then decide and understand what is possible and what is not possible, I have a bit of a chance to have a day which will work for me. So spiritual for me is not all about happiness. It's about understanding where I am in my one day which works, this one. So there's a big pile of history which I had to deal with, and the future is unknown to me. All I know is if I live this day and work out what's going on as I go along, then I have a better chance of staying in recovery. So my story, 35 years of drinking, I could go into a great big drink-a-log, but the absolute truth is I went from being convivial to dependent to addicted. And the same is true probably in terms of substances or behaviour. So whatever the substance could have been, I could have taken it. I didn't get to drugs particularly. I think I had 2 puffs and inhaled. No, that's not true. More than that, a bit more than that, but not very much. I was always afraid of drugs. They were beyond my control. I knew that. But I thought I was masterful over alcohol. And of course I wasn't. And, self-will will tell me that I can give it up. And I thought that for years and years and years. When I thought I'd done too much, I would try and stop. Just for a day or two, just to prove to me that I was okay. And it never seemed to work out too well, because taking the edge off was something I learned, and I trained myself to do that. It seemed to be my best friend, and then it bit me back just as it can. So into addiction and completely bamboozled. Yeah, bamboozled, definitely. And in denial. And part of denial is, first of all, we don't know what's wrong with us, and then when we start to understand what might be wrong with us, it can't be that because I rely on it. And over-reliance, dependence, and then addiction. Difficult, very difficult. And the trouble with denial is we still think and feel we can get over it, or feel and think we can get over it again. So I need help on a daily basis to keep me on track. So who helps me? Well, 3 elements of life are important to me: to love, be loved, and do something useful. So family, friends, community, professionals help me to a place where I could understand in a moment of clarity, I cannot beat this on my own. And then I found a fellowship, or it found me, whichever way round, a fellowship where people learn how to be sober and keep sober a day at a time. And that is Alcoholics Anonymous, full of unique, authentic people, not special and different, but just unique, authentic people who make life work on a daily basis and live life on a daily basis. I don't know if we make it work. We live it, and it's working. And there is a preamble or statement of intent about AA, and then I'll share a bit of literature. And the AA preamble or statement of intent really reminds me on a daily basis of what it is to be sober. Alcoholics Anonymous is a fellowship of men and women who share their experience, strength and hope with each other, that they may solve their common problem and help others to recover from alcoholism. The only requirement for membership is a desire to stop drinking. There are no dues or fees for AA membership. We are self-supporting through our own contributions. AA is not allied with any sect, denomination, politics, organisation or institution, does not wish to engage in any controversy, neither endorses nor opposes any causes. Our primary purpose is to stay sober and help other alcoholics to achieve sobriety. And I go to meetings regularly of AA, and I went to a great one last night. I can say I was there, but I can't say that anybody else was there. And that's the nature of anonymity. It needs to be respected, and for me anonymity provides the sanctuary to find truth, the truth of now, and anonymity provides a safe place, a sanctuary to find our truth. And I was listening intently to a person speaking to probably about 80 to 100 people last night, who a year ago would never even contemplate sharing their truth with themselves, let alone another person. And there was great sharing back about life and how we care for people, those people who have hurt us most often, or maybe abused us for years, and having love for them and forgiveness and needing to know they're okay. Part of recovery, that we understand where we've come from and need to find forgiveness, and we need also find forgiveness for others as well. Not easy, but it's the only way forward, I guess, for me. Anyway, literature in this book, Daily Reflections, it talks about happiness today. Happiness comes quietly. The trouble with us alcoholics was this: we demanded that the world give us happiness and peace of mind in just the particular order we wanted to get it, by the alcohol route. And we weren't successful, but when we take time to find out some of the spiritual laws, that is, living in the moment, and familiarise ourselves with them and put them into practice, then we do get happiness and peace of mind as life affords. There seem to be some rules that we have to follow, but happiness and peace of mind are always here, open and free to anyone. And they are open and free to anyone based on our life experience, and sometimes life is sad, so we do what we can in the moment. Anyway, my time is up, and that serenity prayer which I share, or the serenity prayer which I share, is always there for me to remind me what is possible and not possible. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference, for me, is in the moment and just for today.